Now, last video we talked about Byron Allen. We were speaking about his court case that's be going to the Supreme Court. Now, Byron Allen isn't trying to go to the Supreme Court. It was Comcast trying to take him to the Supreme Court because he won not once but twice in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals because he was proven that they were discriminating against him based on race. And he used a civil rights clause from the 1864 Civil Rights Act to talk about how they were discriminating against him in the area of contracting. Well, there's a clip that came out of Byron Allen. He was speaking about how these salespeople really spoke about him. But let's go ahead and roll the clip.
I have plenty of guys who work for me, and they go on the road and they do sales, and I'm drilled down. Why didn't you get the deal? Why didn't you get the time period? I can't tell you how many of my salespeople have said to me, and I said, you must be brutally honest as to why you didn't get the time period. You must tell me exactly what they said to you as to why you didn't get the time period. And I've had easily 3 of my salespeople say to me, I'm not going to do business with you as long as you work for that nigger. And they've said it to them, to their face. And I said, all right. I said, now we're getting somewhere. This is what I needed to know. This is what I needed to hear.
It's incredible.
And once again, the show's called Real People. Jump in there, Aaron.
Yeah.
So I said, now this is a defining moment. I know who I am. There is no walking away from me. But you're white. You can walk away. You have to decide if you walk away, because it is going to be harder working for me than a white guy. This is the moment you must decide, do you stay and fight or do you cave? And without exception, they all stayed and fight, and they made better salesmen out of those guys because they said that to them. It was something I could never give them. I couldn't take their constitution to that level. That's just one example of that resistance making me unstoppable. So I needed both. I've seen guys have the red carpet rolled out for them. Get a little choppy, they trip and fall. But I've also had the resistance. I know that if I lost it all tomorrow, I could build it back bigger and better day after tomorrow.
Now, Byron Allen told something that a lot of us know, but didn't really hear it like this. You see, these people always trying to sabotage us in business. They don't play fair. The hatred goes extremely deep. We look at just the other day where there was a video of a little white girl that's going up to black children and calling them N-words. You understand? They teach them early to have a hatred for black people. So it don't matter if you're a black person that don't have a lot, or a black person that's worth $300 million like Byron Allen. They will try to sabotage you. See, I see the process. I see what they do. And yes, Byron Allen can go to the Supreme Court, and I hope the brother win. I really do, because that would be a great thing. But when I look at this and I see it, and I constantly see the sabotage, I constantly see how black people in small business trying their best to grow their businesses, okay? And they have a hard time of getting capital. These same people that said we don't want to give you any business as long as you're working for the N-word, it's the same people in the banks. The same exact people. They don't want to give a loan to a black person, but they give you a loan for a car, a $30, $40, $50, and $60,000 car. They give you that to you quickly, but they won't give you that same money for business. Why? Because they don't want you to catch up anytime soon with them. Now, you look at a man like Byron Allen, you look at all the talent that he have, and this is what I'm going to bring up now. If Byron Allen was to do like Steve Harvey's doing right now and take his talents to, let's say, South Africa, right off the rip, he's going to not deal with the sabotage anymore. That's going to be like a plus for him. His 300 million converts to 4.5 billion rand in South Africa. Don't talk about the other countries. We just talking about South Africa alone. So he'll become a billionaire if he took his money to South Africa. He can set up all the TV stations he wants. No one will say, I'm not going to give a deal to that N-word, etc., because he'll be in Africa. He won't have to deal with those problems. See, it's a lot of people come to the continent for business. A lot of people. Whites been there forever. They won't stay out of there. Chinese are in there. What I'm saying to our brothers, why are we constantly putting up with these people? Some of you always saying about, well, we should fight, 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 fight. I agree with fighting, but it gets old. It really do. Sometimes it gets old when you see you can do the exact same business in a different country and don't have the issues and don't have the problems. We have to realize these people have a hatred for us, black men, black women. It's a reality. We have to accept that. It don't matter if you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It don't matter if you're not sagging your pants, if you're speaking the King's English. It doesn't matter. They will always try to sabotage you. You, not other groups of people, you. Because this country is built off of anti-black hatred. And it's still maintained that way. Look at the race soldiers. And when some of you say, well, that's running, that's this, I'll say, what mechanism have you set up to protect other black people from dealing with race soldiers? If you could tell me the mechanism, if you could tell me the group, if you could tell me anything that you have set up so I can say, okay, well, don't do this and don't do that because you're going to be protected by the community. If you could show me that, I mean, because of Byron Allen going through this or some brother being pulled over for, racial profiling, like how are you going to protect them? I saw a story where a brother got sick and tired of these folks harassing him and got him in a court case. He said, if I get this case, I'm out of here. Brother saved up his money and he went to Ghana because he said, I can't deal with these people no more. I'm tired of their racism. The fact is, it's just, for me, I just think it's old because these people are not going to stop. Over and over and over and over and over, they try to sabotage you. They're not trying to sabotage the Asian man. And that's the frustrating part. You see how they're not trying to sabotage everybody else that's coming in here. You see it. They blatant with the hatred for us. Even when we're trying to compete. Look at Ice Cube. He tried to get some TV stations, right? What did they do? Sabotage that. Black Wall Street. What did they do? Destroy, sabotage that. All the black towns, running black people out of their towns. Look at the stuff I covered not too long ago about how they took millions and millions of acres of land that had a bunch of natural resources on it. They took black people's land, murdered black people, burnt up the paperwork so black people can't prove that's their land and white people getting it for cheap. I mean, this stuff had been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. Nothing has changed. Nothing. You can't make a crooked branch straight. That's what I'm trying to tell us. I think it's silly to think that we're going to deal with a group of people. We're talking about collectively in the way this country run, a group of people that prove every day that they can't stand us, they don't like us, and they show it. I mean, that is ugly and evil to say that about that brother. I'm not going to give you any business as long as you work for that N-word. Didn't say his product wasn't good. Didn't say maybe he needs to do things a little bit better and then maybe he'll get the business. No, they don't even care about that. Just because he is a black man, that's why I won't even give you the sale, Mr. White Man that worked for the black man. I was told a story about another brother. He had hired a white woman to make some negotiations to get some capital. And while the white woman made the negotiation, there was time to sign it. So she was there and also the two brothers that actually own the company. The white men at the table were saying, well, who they work for you? Talking about the black brothers. He said, no, I work for them. They got bothered extremely quick and got and said, no, we don't want to do the deal and walked off and didn't want to do the deal with the capital. So as long as it was a white woman, they thought the white woman owned it. They was cool. They liked the pitch. They liked the company. They liked everything that was offered. But just because they seen two black men sitting there, they said, oh, no. I'm not doing that. It is pure hatred that they have for us. And I don't think a lot of y'all get that. I'm talking about us here in this nation. I don't think you get the level of hatred. So when I'm talking about why should we put up with that in business when we could take our business to other countries, take it to the continent, take it to the West Indies, take it to wherever we want to take it, and not deal with that. And I'm not silly, because a lot of other countries can't stand us either now. Or I'm not silly to that. But if anything, take your business to Africa. Continue to do business here. You're going to fight like hell to do it here. I'm not saying don't do it here, but take your business, put it in an African nation or African nations. Do it. You'll have a whole lot less problems. You don't have to deal with the sabotage. Now, you get into African markets, you're going to deal with maybe a different set of issues, but it won't be these issues where you can't even compete because you have some white supremacist sitting in these jobs. And as I told you guys before, the white supremacist isn't the KKK, isn't the ones in Charlottesville or the alt-right. The white supremacists are everywhere. See, what Byron Allen was dealing with was white supremacists in television. That's what he was dealing with. They're everywhere. That's why I constantly keep telling you, do your business in Africa. Set up something here, do it there. Why do you keep putting up with things like this? While you putting up with all the crap that you putting up with, everybody else is over there just racking it up. Our dollar as black people is diminished here. But the moment we go over there, our dollar is just as equal to the white man's dollar. The white man don't get his $18 to 1 over there in the continent of Africa. His $1 is the same thing as mine when I go over there and he goes. That's a quality at that point. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Byron Allen. But this situation, especially I'm talking about black people in business, small business, etc. Correct? I'm talking to you. You know what you go through trying to get capital, trying to do different things. Get yourself set up in Africa, Ghana, wherever you want to go. A lot of people love to go into Ghana. Go wherever, South Africa, East Africa, wherever you want to be. Go there and set something up while you set something up here. Because you definitely need that option of not having anyone there just trying to screw you off in your business. I mean, this video for me was extremely sickening because this man's working hard and he can't do his business for the simple fact that he's black. That's it. And it gets real old.